Alright, welcome back to another video from the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. My name is Brian Haferkamp. I'm the designer and creator at Clark and Addison. And in this video, we're going to have another baseball game from our AIG baseball beta. You can download the beta free of charge if you visit the link that's down in the description. And in this game, I'm picking up in the second inning. The first inning was eventfully uneventful for Milwaukee. Paul Molitor walked and got caught stealing. Thurman Munson threw him out. And then a 2-out walk to Cecil Cooper and a 2-out base hit to Larry Heil put runners at the corners before Ben Ogilvy popped out to first base. For the Yankees, it was 1-2-3 as Travers sat them down in order. So we pick up in the top of the second inning. It'll be Sixto Lezcano, Robin Yount, and Gorman Thomas for Milwaukee. We're using just the batters in this one and the basic fielding chart. For that, we have our different plays over here, our strategy plays. We also have our rare plays. We have our base running on ground outs, and so we got everything we need to play here. And continuing forward, 99 is going to be a plunk job, and a 34, he's not injured, so Lezcano gets hit by a pitch. He trots down to first base. That brings up Robin Yount with nobody out and one on. 66 will be a ground out. That grounder goes back to the pitcher. So we take a look. I guess we should roll for the error to make sure that he makes the catch and the throw. He does. 89. Let's see. We have an 89. And the pitcher is Figueroa. He's a 92. So he does make a good catch and a throw. Let's see where he goes to with the ball. So we have a runner at first base, nobody out. You can see here that they're going to make a double play attempt. So let's try that. And a double play attempt for me means that that first runner is out on a fielder's choice. So he'll be out number one. Then we roll against the batter's XB rating. For Robin Yount, it's a 48. So 1-48, and he'll be safe. It's 98, and he is going to be out on a, we'll call it a 1-6-3 double play. So nice job there by Ed Figueroa. Brings up Gorman Thomas, center fielder. 20 is going to be a walk to him, so that's a third walk of the game for Figueroa. He's also hit a batter. And now it's Buck Martinez, the catcher. 47 will be a strikeout. So we get a runner on first with 2 down, but they can't bring him around to score. And the double play was timely. Still no scores. We go to the bottom of the second inning. And the Yankees will send up Piniella, Johnson, and Chambliss here in the second against Travers. A 57 to Sweet Lou. Where is Lou Piniella? So 57 to him is going to be a strikeout. And that'll be out number one. Cliff Johnson to the plate. 96 to Johnson is a pop-up. That's popped up to the first baseman. And let's see. No error on the play. So P3 on the putout. And that'll bring up Chris Chambliss. Chambliss a 30 is going to be into his walk range, so he takes a 2-out walk. Chambliss and SB minus, good stealer of bases, but he doesn't steal very often, just 3 out of 5. And a 57 to him is going to be a ground out, and that's grounded to the second baseman. Catch is made and a good throw to first, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So the Yankees are done in the 2nd, and we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Let's do it. Let's do it like this. So then we can just flip it over. Sounds good, sounds good. All right, we are at our 2nd at-bat. I'm doing at-bats here, not innings, so hopefully it doesn't throw you off too much. Paul Molitor, Don Money, and Cecil Cooper for the Brew Crew. Paul Molitor is going to strike out. And that brings up Don Money. Money with a 37. And a 37 will also be a strikeout, so 2 in a row for Figueroa. And Cecil Cooper to the plate. 74 for Cooper is going to be a ground out. That goes to the second baseman. And no problem on the catch and throw at second base as Randolph takes care of business. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Ed Figueroa and the Yankees. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, still tied at 0. One team looking to break through. It'll be White, Bucky Dent, and back to the top with Mickey Rivers. 55 to Roy White is a ground out. That's a ground out to third base. And a good catch and a good throw at third gets his man at first. So that is the first out of the inning as Don Money makes the play on defense. A 94 to Bucky Dent. 94 is going to be into his pop-up range. That's popped up to the shortstop. 97, we should definitely check that. Robin Yount is a 96, and so we get a pop-up that he is going to make an error on. So we'll go E6, and standing at first base is Bucky Dent. Mickey Rivers to the plate, 86. 86 will be into his flyout range. That's a fly ball to center field, right center field. And the center fielder is going to be there to make the catch. And a 100 though. Who do we have in center field? Gorman Thomas is a 99, and that's going to be 2 errors in a row, if you could believe it. So that's going to be an E8. And moving up to second base is going to be Bucky Dent. So back-to-back errors for Milwaukee, uncharacteristic, as they have a pretty good team out there. 84 to Willie Randolph is going to be another fly ball. This time it's hit to right field. We're going to do a defensive check on the right fielder. That will be Lezcano. He is a -6, and that means he's a 1 to 45 to make this catch. It's a 38, and he does make the catch. So fly ball to right field is caught. That'll be out number 1. We can see how deep that ball is. That ball was a medium fly ball, so there's no extra modifier for his XB rating, Bucky Dent's XB rating. He's only got a 36, so we're not going to move him up on that play. Thurman Munson to the plate, a 72, is going to be a ground out. That is grounded to second base. A 97. Is there another error in the inning? No. Paul Molitor makes the catch and the throw. We have runners at second and third, first and second with 1 out. So if it's hit to the catcher, pitcher, third baseman, or the first baseman. So it's hit to Molitor. He's the second baseman. Okay, so routine, runner at first is forced at second. Runner at second advances. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. So Rivers is out there for out number 2. We're going to go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And that's going to push this runner to third base. So we'll have runners at the corners for Lou Piniella. And the 31 to Piniella is going to be a walk. That will load the bases. And it is Cliff Johnson to the plate. Johnson is here. 266 average, 2 homers, 6 RBIs in just 28 games. And 87 to Cliff Johnson as a fly ball. 10 is going to be a foul ball as he hits that one foul. 67, he gets another shot. This time it's a grounder to the shortstop. We're going to check the error. 31, so there's no error on the play. He's going to go to first. That'll be the third out of the inning. So good job by Travers to get out of a bases loaded jam there. And the Yankees can't come through with the big hit. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It is still tied at 0. And to lead off the inning is Larry Heil. He's 1 for 1 with a single. A 0-0-9 is going to be a double as he adds a double. And he'll wind up at second base with nobody out. Ben Ogilvy next. A 2, that's going to be serious trouble as Ogilvy gets a hold of one. And he is going to drive this one out of the ballpark. His range is 2 to 6. Everybody basically has a home run at a 2. And that will be a 2-run homer for Ben Ogilvy, the DH. And Milwaukee takes a 2-0 lead. Sixto Lezcano, 65. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. No problem, on the catch and throw. So Bucky Dent makes the play as short, and there's one out. Robin Yount to the plate. He grounded into a 1-6-3 double play back to the pitcher. In his first at-bat, 35 is going to be a strikeout. He's now 0 for 2. And last chance here with 2 outs is Gorman Thomas. A 20 will be a walk for Thomas. That's 2 walks in the game. And Thomas stands at first base with 2 down. 52 to Buck Martinez is a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. But not before Milwaukee puts up a 2 spot on the Yankees as they get a 2-run homer from Ogilvy to take the 2-0 lead. For the Yankees in the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, and Roy White. Chambliss coming back on his own, 2 to 4 is a homer, and he is going to drive one deep into the night. And the Yankee Stadium crowd erupts as they finally have something to cheer for. That cuts the lead to 2 to 1. And it'll bring up Greg Nettles. Greg Nettles bounced into a ground out his first time up. A 73 is going to be another ground out. This time it goes to the second baseman again. And he's got 2 ground outs to second. Roy White stands in. White with a 14 is going to be a base hit. And for Bucky Dent, he was on being error. A rare error from Robin Yount. 88 to Dent will be a line out. And that's a line out to the first baseman. A 90 see who's playing first. Cooper is a 99, so he makes the catch. L3 on the putout, and the runner will hold it first. Back to the top of the order with Mickey Rivers, third time through the order for the Yankees. 64 to Rivers is going to be a ground out that goes to the shortstop. 99, our shortstop is Robin Yount. He's a 96. That is the second error of the game on Robin Yount, and just a tough game for Yount. That means 2 are on for Willie Randolph. 69 to Willie is going to be a ground out. That is hit to the catcher. A 39 is going to be a good play with a 68, so we're going to go 2-3 on the putout, and that'll be out number 3. So the error doesn't hurt. Oh, sorry, they got 1. So the Yankees come back with 1. They cut the lead in half, and we head to the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 is our score. Milwaukee over New York. Back to the top of the order for the Brew Crew. It'll be Molitor, Money, and Cooper. A 50 to Paul Molitor is into his strikeout range, and he's going to strike out for out number 1. The second strikeout of the game for Molitor. A 7 could be good things for the Money Man. Don Money is here, and a 7 is going to be a double. So a 2-bagger for Don Money. He's now 1 for 3. That'll bring up Cecil Cooper to the plate. 43 to Cooper is a strikeout. See, the game moves quite a bit more quickly when you're playing it this way. That was a 76, not a 2. And a 76 to Larry Heil. Doesn't really make any difference. It's a ground out either way. It's grounded back to the pitcher. Good catch, good throw to first. And that's going to be the end of the inning. So no run score in the 5th for Milwaukee. They still have a 2-1 lead over the Yankees. This was played on April 7th, 1979. And here in the bottom of the 5th inning, it's going to be Thurman Munson, Lou Piniella, and Cliff Johnson. Thurman Munson with a 21. That's a base knock. And that'll bring up Lou Piniella. Piniella 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Looks like he might have popped one up here. Let's see. 94 is going to be a pop-up. That's popped up to short. And Yount's had a tough game, but he does squeeze that one for the out. That's out number 1. Runner's going to hold. Brings up Cliff Johnson. 75 to Johnson is a ground out, and that ground ball goes to the shortstop. We have to do a defense check on the shortstop. So that's Robin Yount. He's a +8, which means he will be a 1 to 85 to get to this one. Gets 72, and he gets there. 30 is a good catch. And let's see. With 1 out, he is going to attempt a double play, so he's going to get that guy out there. And we'll roll against Cliff Johnson's XB rating, which is a 42. Anything above 42 and he'll be out. It's a 36, so he's going to beat that out. That's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. And Johnson keeps the inning alive as a little slow roller to the shortstop. Didn't have a chance to turn 2 there. Chambliss and 89 is going to be a line out. That line drive goes to the left fielder. And the catch is made in left for out number 3. So the Yankees strand a runner here in the 5th. They're down by 1, 2-1. Milwaukee leads as we go into the 6th inning. It'll be Ben Oglivie, Sixto Lezcano, and Robin Yount. Oglivie with a 2-run shot in his last at-bat has given Milwaukee the lead. A 6 is going to be another one. Wouldn't you believe it? Ben Oglivie, 2 home runs in the game. He's got 3 RBIs, and he stretches the lead to 3-1. He's accounted for all of the runs so far in this one for Milwaukee. 39 to Lezcano is going to be a strikeout. Going to be out number 1. Lezcano 0 for 2 now. A 40 to Robin Yount. Yount in 1979, 267 average, 8 homers, 51 RBIs. 40 is going to be a strikeout. That's back-to-back Ks. For Figueroa, 59 to Gorman Thomas. That'll be a ground out, and that's hit to the catcher. It's Thurman Munson up with it. Makes a good throw to first base, and that'll be out number 3. So in the 6th inning, Milwaukee goes down. They did score a run. Sorry about that. They scored a run. They got a 3-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Let's take out Travers real quick. Don't know much about him. Bill Travers can go 7 innings. Figueroa can go 8. So it's a couple of starters here that can get deep into the game. For the Yankees in the bottom of the 6th inning, it's going to be Nettles, White, and Dent, bottom of the order. A 6 to Nettles is going to be a 2-bagger as he laces one down the right field line. And he'll pull up into second base with a stand-up double. That brings up Roy White. 22 to White will be a walk. So he fills in the space behind Nettles. And that brings up Bucky Dent to the plate. Dent, just a .230 hitter. Probably would be wise to bunt here, but I'm going to let him hit away. It's going to be a pop-up. And that is popped up to the second baseman. Good catch made at second base. And that'll be out number 1. Back to the top of the order, it's Mickey Rivers. Rivers, 287, 3 homers, 25 RBIs in 1979. 55 will be a strikeout. So his second strikeout of the game. It's out number 2. And Willie Randolph, last chance to knock one in. A 16 to Randolph is going to be a base hit. So Willie will knock in this runner from second, and this runner will go to third. And that'll be an RBI single for Willie Randolph, who comes through in the clutch. And it's now 3-2, Milwaukee. And speaking of clutch, Thurman Munson, a 10, is going to be another base knock. And that will push this runner to third. It brings the run home from third base. And Thurman Munson ties us up at 3. Trying to get this last out. Lou Piniella, a 76, is a grounder. This one's going to go to the first baseman. That's Cecil Cooper who makes the play. And we'll call that out number 3, but 2 runs come in, and that's going to tie us up at 3 as we head to the bottom or the top of the 7th inning. Brand new ball game here. It'll be Buck Martinez, Paul Molitor, and Don Money. .34 to Martinez is a strikeout. He's got the hat trick. 3 strikeouts in the game for him. A 12 to Paul Molitor will be a base hit. Molitor's first hit of the game. He's at first base. We're going to try to steal with him. 1-75 with Munson. We're going to add 4 to the roll. Oh, man. He throws them out again. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, Molitor, he was 33 of 46, so not super perfect, but don't expect him to get thrown out twice. But Thurman Munson having a good game behind the plate, 48 to Don Money. And the Money Man is going to strike out. So Money now, the third out of the inning. He's got 2 strikeouts in this game. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is tied at 3. We're going to get a new pitcher for the Brewers. So we can look here. Augustine, pretty good. McClure, pretty good. Galasso, okay. Castro, real good. We'll probably use Castro maybe as the closer. We'll just have to see. So let's bring in Bob McClure. Can't remember who I've brought in the past. I'd have to look back and check that out, but pretty sure Augustine has been into a game at this point, if not 2. So we got a new pitcher here. And it'll be Johnson, Chambliss, and Nettles. A 95 to Cliff Johnson. Helped by the right team, wouldn't it? 95 to Cliff Johnson is going to be a pop-up. And that pop-up goes to 0. So that's going to be a pop-up to third. And the catch is made by the third baseman. That's Don Money, who is Money, making that catch. That'll be out number 1. Chris Chambliss to the plate. 70 for Chambliss is going to be a ground out. That's hit just in front of the plate. Jumping all over it is Buck Martinez, and he's going to make a good throw to first. And that's out number 2. Nettles to the plate. Nettles is 1 for 3. He had a double and a run scored in his last at-bat. 67 to Nettles is a grounder that goes to the shortstop. Robin Yount with the pick and a good throw, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for McClure. So the Yankees go down in order in the 7th. We head to the top of the 8th inning, still tied at 3. We're going to send Figueroa out there for one more inning. He can go 8. So he'll face off against Cecil Cooper, Larry Heil, and Ben Ogilvie. Ogilvie of the 2 home runs in this one. So 42 to Cecil Cooper is a strikeout. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Larry Heil, 2 for 3. Double and a single. He's got a run scored. An 18, he's going to add another base hit to that as he gets on with 1 out. He is an SB minus, so he can actually steal. Let's go ahead and try to steal. He's a 1-95. We're going to add 4 to the roll. And a 71, another high roll for Thurman Munson, but he is not getting Larry Heil, who is in there with a stolen base. He was 1 for 1. 1 stolen base. He didn't get caught. So that's his 1 time, and he gets into scoring position for Ben Ogilvie, a 23. Where's Ogilvie? There he is, 23 to Ogilvie, and that is just into his base hit range, and that's going to be a run-scoring base hit. So with 2 outs, I give everybody... Oh, I'm sorry. It's not going to be. Heil is a 67, though. So let's go ahead and try to score him on the play. He might wind up with an RBI anyway. And a 66. He is just He is just under the tag. And Milwaukee's going to take the 1-run lead. So he does get his RBI there. And Ben Oglivie with the base knock. He's at first base for Sixto Lezcano. 36 to him is going to be into strikeout range, and that's going to be a couple of strikeouts for Sixto, and that will be out number 2. So Figueroa has given up the lead. He's trying to get out of the inning without any further damage. 41, he is going to get another strikeout. So he's actually racked up quite a lot of strikeouts in this one, but he gives up the lead in the 8th, does Figueroa. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 4-3, Milwaukee over the Yankees. McClure can go 2 innings. So we'll try to get him through this inning. He had a 1-2-3 inning the last time out. And let's see if he can finish off a good outing here in the 8th. 51 is going to go to Roy White. 51 is a grounder to 10. That'll be a grounder to second base with a defense check. So Molitor is a 4. That makes him a 1-75 to get to the ball. It's a 66. He does get there. He makes the catch. And a good throw to first. Gets his man. That's going to be a 4-3 putout. For out number 1. Good range from Paul Molitor. Bucky Dent to the plate, 36. That'll be a strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Bucky Dent. Although he is 0 for 4. Next up, Mickey Rivers, 82 to the Mick. And that will be a fly out to left field. We'll do a defense check on the left fielder, Larry Heil. Heil is a 1-60 to make the catch. It's a 93, and that one's going to fall for a base hit. So Mickey Rivers with the little pop fly. Falls into no man's land. Heil can't get there. And that brings Mickey Rivers to the plate. It brings Willie Randolph to the plate. Randolph is 1 for 4 with an RBI. 75 is not going to get it done, though. That's a ground out to the shortstop. It's a 24, which is a good catch. A 93 is a good throw. And that will be over to first base for the 3rd out. So the Yankees strand a runner in the 8th. They find themselves down a run going into the 9th inning. They need a stop here. And they're going to need to get themselves a run. Let's bring in the Goose. So Figueroa goes 8. Goose Gossage is going to come into the game. And he'll face off against the bottom of the order. It's Thomas, Buck Martinez, and back to the top with Paul Molitor. And 81 for Gorman Thomas is going to be a fly out. That's hit to right field. That's going to be a defense check on the right fielder, Lou Piniella. He's a -7, which means he only has a 1-45 chance of getting to the ball. And that ball is going to fall for a base hit as Piniella, not the fleetest of foot. And it'll be Thomas at first base, also not fleet of foot. It's Buck Martinez to the plate. 67 is a ground out to the second baseman. Make sure he makes the play. He does make the play. So that'll be a force out at second base for out number 1. And we're going to roll against Buck Martinez's XB rating, which is just a 20. So 1-20, he's safe. Otherwise, he is out. And that's going to be, I believe, a 4-6-3 double play. So, 2 down now. Back to the top of the order with Paul Molitor. A 16 is going to be a base hit for Molitor. Molitor batted .322 that season. He's on with his second base hit. He's 2 for 4. We get a 5 from Don Money and the Money Man coming through with a 2-bagger. So a 2-out double from Don Money is going to give Milwaukee a 2-run lead. They now lead 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3. 38 to Cecil Cooper. 38 is going to be a strikeout, and the inning is over, but not before Milwaukee puts up an insurance run. And they now lead by a score of 5 to 3. They're going to send out, who did I say? Bill Castro. So Castro's going to come in, see if he can get a save. McClure goes 2 innings. And let's see if he can lock it down. This will be Bill Castro facing off against the heart of the order, Munson, Piniella, and Johnson. A 53 to Munson is going to be a strikeout. That's a good start, as that's 1 down in the inning. That first out is critical. Piniella to the plate, a 68. That's going to be a bouncer to the shortstop. Robin Yount is there. A little bit of trouble there as it bobbles it around, but he makes a good throw to first. And that's going to be out number 2. Last hope here for the Yankees, Cliff Johnson, a 74. That'll be another ground ball. This one tapped in front of home plate, but Martinez is all over it. And that is going to be all she wrote for the Yankees, as they're going to lose this one by a score of 5 to 3. Let me put you on hold, and we'll come back with the final totals in this one. All right, so in game number 24 of this 1979 replay, Milwaukee defeats New York 5 to 3. They move to 2-0. New York falls to 0-2. For Milwaukee, it's 5 runs on 11 hits and 3 errors. 2 by Robin Yount, a little bit uncharacteristic of them. And then for the Yankees, it's 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Big game from Ben Ogilvy, who had 2 home runs. He was 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. Travers goes 6, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks and 3 Ks. He gets a no decision. It's actually McClure who comes in to get the win, and Bill Castro comes in for an inning to get the save. For the Yankees, not much going on. They get a solo home run from Chambliss. They get RBI singles from Munson and Randolph. And not a whole lot else from the rest of the crew. Figueroa goes 8 innings, gives up 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 14 strikeouts. Wow. 1 hit by pitch. He takes the loss. The Goose comes in for 1 inning, gives up 3 hits and a run. Give up an RBI double to the Money Man, Don Money, and he gets no official anything for that. So this is played with AIG Baseball. You can pick up the AIG Beta by going to the link in the description. I'll post it down there, so you can go there and download that beta for free. You're going to get all of the teams from 1979. You can see here I've gone through and printed them both sides. Just makes it easier because this is how I typically play. I'll have the pitchers showing for one team, and then I'll have the batters for the other, and then when I'm ready to switch, I can just switch sides like that, and then I have the pitchers up here with the batters. So I've just figured out how to print both sides like that so that it makes it a little bit easier for me to play. And you can print it however you want to, or put it into a notebook form, or however you want to do this. And you're going to get the top 21 batters, and you're going to get the, well, for this season, you're going to get every single pitcher because there are spaces for like 30 pitchers. And so more modern seasons, maybe that will stretch that a little bit, and you'll have a couple of pitchers or whatever that don't make it. But for these older classic seasons, like 1979, you're going to get the entire pitching staff. So you can get everybody who got into a game, including if there are position players that got into a game. You're going to have those as well. And you will get some, these are two American League teams, so there's no pitchers here. But if it was a National League team, you would get a few of their pitchers, maybe their top 3 or 4 starting pitchers, because they're going to get enough at-bats to be able to qualify plate appearances. So I'm working on a universal pitcher hitting card, so that'll come next. And you'll get everything you need to play, including all of these charts. I mean, these are all the charts. I didn't use them all or anything, but definitely rare plays. And this is the AI manager chart, which I didn't wind up using. Defensive alignments and how that affects different types of batted balls. There's a Rob home run chart if you want to play with that, because there's a whole ballpark chart that I haven't even printed off that's new, that tells you the wall heights, and if the ball is just kind of a wall scraper just over the wall, you have an opportunity to rob the home run, as long as your player has a high enough defensive number and the ball is the right kind of ball, and it's up against either left center or right field wall where it's low enough that you can rob that. So you're not robbing home runs at Wrigley Field or Fenway Park or whatever. So lots of different things that you can add, a lot of modules to this game, a lot of features that you can sort of add in whatever kind of depth that you want. I've been using just this basic chart here to find the player finder, and any fly balls. When you don't know the depth, you can roll for the depth and add those modifiers to the base runners if you want to try to have them advance, especially on a tag up at third base or whatever. Some of the more advanced charts look like this. So this is the basic chart, and these are the more advanced charts. You can see there's a lot more happening here with the different types of outs. You get all kinds of narrative here. So this game is really strong on narrative, and so you get a lot of the narrative of what's happening. So singles, triples, home runs. Some people like to use the basic chart with the hitting because the hitting allows for a different kind of movement of the runners. Some people like to have these, but with simple hitting. So simple base hits, just however many. If it's a single, everybody gets 1 base. If it's a double, you get 2. Triple, you get 3. With 2 outs on a single, you get 2 bases. On a double, you get 3. So some people like that just kind of simplified, but then for the ground outs and stuff, they want a little bit more advanced, because this tells you where it goes. It gives you a few more defensive checks. Again, if you want the most realistic gameplay, you should just do like I do, which is just do 1 roll of 2 sets of D10 dice, and that'll give you the catch and the throw to check the errors. We have a new physics-based batted ball outcomes, so that if the roll comes off of a ground out, fly out, line out, or pop out, any of these, you sort of ignore those individual ones, and then you just roll for, you'll do another roll like this. So you roll it again, 31. 31 is here. That's going to be soft contact. A 54 is going to be a high line drive. So you have soft contact here, and then 54 is here. So that's going to be a blooper. And then you roll again. And a blooper is a kind of line drive. I'll have to shore up some of these things. These are brand new. 39 on a line drive. Let's say it's a right-handed batter. So that goes over the first baseman. It's a little blooper over the first baseman. The first baseman jumps. And you have to do a defensive check. So the plays in italics mean you have to do a defensive check. So then you would do a defensive check on the first baseman to see if he made the catch or not. And then that would give you your outcomes. So a lot more outcomes here. A lot of different kind of types of batted balls. And the batted balls are coming straight off of what people use today, which is exit velocity and launch angle. So a new kind of wrinkle in the game, and something that you can definitely use if you want to. What else? Like I said, I haven't printed off the ballpark chart, but the ballparks chart has all types of information on there. There's even different types of ballpark effects and how those affects home runs, singles, doubles, triples, and pop-ups. If a place has a lot of foul ground, then you kind of get some extra room on your pop-ups. And if it's a hard place to hit home runs like the Astrodome or something, then your home runs get suppressed a little bit. On top of what the pitchers are doing, you actually suppress the home runs just a little bit because of the ballpark. So for this game, it would be easy enough to just sort of add those +1 or +2 or -1 or -2 in, and have those specific ballpark effects. So I think at Yankee Stadium, it's only left-handed batters that get a +1 to their home run because of the short porch in right field. But there's all types of different little things that happen at Wrigley Field. You roll before the game to see if the wind is blowing in or out. And so that's a fun little wrinkle. And then there's a more advanced weather system as well. So if you want to roll using that advanced weather system, that will also affect different types of batted balls or gameplay or base running speed, that type of thing. So you can check that out. It's broken up by the northern part of the United States and the southern part of the United States, and then further broken out into 2-month increments. So March and April, May and June, July, August, and then September, October. And then based on the month that you're in, that you're playing your replay, you can roll before the game to see what happens. Sometimes there are rolls, it says, when you get to the 8th inning, you need to roll to see if there's a rain out or to see if something happened in the game. So there's quite an extensive weather system that you can use with the game as well. So please check it out. All the things that I've come up with in the game are in the demo right now. So just go out and try the beta. Like I said, you get every 21 batters off of every team, and then you get every pitcher. So you're going to be able to play most of the players in the games. I think very occasionally I've had to make a substitution, but it's not very often. When a guy just started the season with the team and maybe he got hurt immediately and he just didn't get very many at-bats, that occasionally happens, but not very often. So go try it out. Send me an email to clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. Let me know. Are there things that you think should be improved in the game? Things that are really great? What have you enjoyed about the game? What are frustrating to you? If there's anything, just so we can get any rough spots smoothed out, anything you don't quite understand. The game guide is completely revamped and rewritten, so hopefully it's clear enough. I will be putting an example inning in there at some point. I'm working on it, but it's not in the version that you can download right now. There's sort of an older version of the sample inning using not the most up-to-date cards, but it'll give you a sense of how the game works at least. And then yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm trying out some new audio equipment, so I've hopefully optimized it just a little bit so that it sounds a lot better whenever I'm using my microphone. And hopefully things just go a little bit better. I'm running things through the OBS Open Broadcasting software, and I really like OBS. I've been using it for many years, but just haven't been doing that for my videos most of the time. It's a little bit more setup to be able to do that, but I think it will provide better sound quality and maybe sound just a little bit better if you are if you're listening to this in headphones or with a good system. One thing it will also allow me to do is suppress the noise. I'm down here in the basement, and sometimes, especially during, well, most of the time. So it's either winter or summer in Chicago. And so you either need to have the AC going or you need to have the heater going. And the heater is right on the other side of the wall right here. So you can hear it all the time in every recording I do. So I'm really trying to get rid of some of that noise and suppress that noise a little bit. This running these things through the filters in OBS should help with sort of cutting out any background noise. And you may not even be able to hear the dice rolling. I'm not sure. So I know you can't hear if I'm typing. I've sort of cut that out as well. So, hopefully it's just you and me, and sitting here watching the game, listening to the game, maybe, even while you're doing something else, listening to the game. So hopefully it's a good enough broadcast. I'm a little bit tired tonight, so the broadcast earlier today was probably a lot better this morning. But I wanted to get another game in, and this was a good one. So it's a 5-3 win for Milwaukee over New York. And just like in real life, Milwaukee starts 2-0 or 2-0, and New York starts 0-2. All right, stay tuned for whenever the next game in this series comes. Don't know if it'll be tomorrow or whenever, but I'll continue to play through AIG Baseball, and you should join me. Go and download the beta. Play the games yourself, see how the game plays, continue to watch this progress as we go along, and check out any other videos that come along on the YouTube channel. If you want to click on subscribe, we are almost 415 subscribers now, so doing pretty good, and subscriber rates are picking up a little bit over the last 6 months. So many thanks to everyone who has subscribed. That really sends a good signal to Google that, you know, this is quality content that you're finding, and hopefully it's coming out at a rate that you can appreciate. Usually 1 or 2 a week is usually what I do. And if you like this, a really easy way to support what I'm doing is to give it a thumbs up. And that's not that doesn't even do anything for my ego, but it does do a lot for the algorithm. So just hitting a thumbs up helps with the algorithm. It says, hey, people are liking this content. People want to see more of this. Maybe we should show it even to more people. And the more of us that are doing YouTube, the more this is going to grow. So the more people are putting out content, just turning on a cell phone and looking over your shoulder while you play and you talk through. If you want to do full-on broadcasts, that's probably even more helpful. But just the more people that do this and show what they're doing, the more this is going to grow. I think that's just realistically how it's going to be. And the place where people are right now, they're on YouTube, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram. And so this is where you should put your content. And one of the ways that you can help is to subscribe and to give a thumbs up to those who are doing this, and also to jump into the fray and start doing it yourself. My setup is super basic, just a little overhead, I don't know, overhead light with an overhead, like a little arm kind of thing to put on my desk, and it holds a phone, and just point your phone down, start playing, and upload to YouTube. It's really not that difficult, and the better you get, the more you do it, the better you get, and the more you begin to understand, things that you can add in or make the presentation a little bit better. Hopefully, now we've got our sound working just a little bit better than it was even this morning, and hopefully that'll continue to be a good point going forward, where I'm just not talking into the cell phone speaker, and then that's picking up all the sound all over the place. So hopefully it's sound a little bit better in your ears or in your car or wherever you are listening to this. And if you ever have any questions about any of my games, you can always leave a comment here, or you can feel free to email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com, or you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and then fill in the contact form on the website. You can also, while you're there, check out some of the other games that I have, football, baseball, basketball, and then there are more games coming down the pipe, some of in this AIG series. So games like lacrosse, hockey, golf, etc., tennis are in development as we speak. Some of those are in beta. Some of those are just being tested still. But super excited about this series of games, so I think it's going to be really cool. All right. Well, I'm going to close up this one. Milwaukee wins 5-3 over the Yankees. And thanks for watching. I will see you again next time.